Hello everybody and welcome or welcome back to my channel if you are new here. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Millie and I post at least 3 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday. It is always cruelty free. Generally what I do is drugstore affordable makeup reviews. However, every now and again I treat myself to an indie eyeshadow palette and that is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. I have got the GLAMINATRIX Silent But Deadly eyeshadow palette and I'm going to be showing you 3 looks with this palette today. I have already got a full swatches first impressions video, and I also have an eyeshadow palette bingo where I randomise all of these incredible shades and come up with a look that is just so completely out of my control. So I will leave both of those videos linked. However, I am showing you 3 looks today. This is obviously look number 1. I'm really gonna try and not do that pop of green on the inner corner in every single look, because that cheese cutter shade on the top row, it just does something to me. I absolutely love it, but I'm gonna create 3 different looks. So this is look number 2 with the GLAMINATRIX Silent But Deadly eyeshadow palette, and then look number 3 I'm gonna show you through this look as well, show you how to create all 3 of these looks. So if you had your eye on this palette, or if you've got it and you just want a little bit of inspiration, hopefully this gets those juices flowing. But let's get on into look number 1. Okay, so look number 1 with the Silent But Deadly palette, and I think I want to do this end row with like the blues and the greys, potentially with either the lilac or the green to like add a little bit of something. I do want to add a little pop of something. I'll see how I feel once I get the glitter down, and I think I'm going to do a halo eye, because in my last video and in basically all of the 3 looks with videos that I have ever done, I have always done the blue toned look with the tape on the outer corner, blending it out, sharpening it up. I have always done that. I don't know why, but I'm like consciously doing the blue look in a slightly different shape today, doing more of a halo eye. So I'm taking a small brush. None of my brushes are clean, don't be surprised. They will be clean for look number 2 and 3 though, because it's on my list of things to do for the rest of the day to clean my brushes. Hold me to that. So starting with a small brush into this very intense dark blue down here, which is called Butt Trumpet, because of course it is. I love the names in this palette. Honestly, they're hilarious, and I'm a child, so of course I love them. So I've already got the Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer on, and I am just packing this very intense dark navy blue right onto the inner corner and also the outer corner of the lid. I haven't done the rest of my face yet, so I'm not worried about fallout, but I'm gonna want this like really like rounded out on the outer corner, so I'm not worried about taking this sort of too low down. So I have started to blend that blue out a little bit just with that very small brush, but I'm gonna take another sort of similar size, similar shape, and I'm going to go into False Trust, which was that grey, and again very lightly take some of that over the top edge of that blue, just to soften down that edge there a little bit. Yeah, I will also take this grey across like the centre part of the halo here. So you're seeing the shape that we're getting. It's a little bit sort of elongated, but with that blank space down the middle, like so. Then I'm going to take, I want more of like a fluffy brush, something that's really going to disperse the next colour, and I'm just wiping that off on my dress. It needs to go into the wash anyway, it's fine. Taking that fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip into a little bit of Like Roses, which should hopefully just soften out that top edge of the grey. Now this Like Roses shade is pretty much exactly the same shade as my skin, so it's not gonna show up like incredibly pink. That's not what I want it to do. I just want a little something to, yeah, to soften that grey down a little bit. soften that into my skin tone a little bit more. and then just going in and adding a little bit more of the grey just to keep that nice and intense, like properly in the crease. So now what is my plan? So let's just do a few swatches because I want to figure out what I'm doing here. I obviously want Air Biscuit. Of course I do. I obviously want Air Biscuit down the centre, but I'm thinking I want to blend that blue into something before I put this down. I think I will probably go in with that green cheese cutter, like the bright green, because this is going like quite bright green. Let's do that. That was quick. We figured that out very, very quickly. So what brush do I want? A clean one, preferably. I would genuinely pay someone to come and clean my brushes. It's never ending. You can do as much makeup as I do. It's never ending. So taking what I hope is a cleanish fluffy brush and going into cheese cutter, that bright neon green, which I think every single time I've used this I've just put it on the inner corner. I'm really gonna try and not do that for any of these 3 looks with looks because that's just so predictable, but I'm gonna just use a little bit of that over the edge of that blue, sort of on the lid, just to soften that blue down a little bit before we go in with that incredible shimmer. And then I'm just going back it over, not with any more colour on the brush, but just with that brush that I was using for that blue, just to really soften that down across the lid. And now, am I ready? I think I'm ready for Air Biscuit, which genuinely is just the most incredible name and the most incredible shimmer. And I'm gonna just tap this on that centre part. So I want this to go over that green that we've just put down. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so bright. It's incredible. I would go as far as to say I think it's probably one of my favourite shades of all time. It's incredible. How is it so bright and glittery? I am also just going to take that, just tap over above the crease, just so that you can see a ton of that shimmer. Yeah, it's incredible. So I'll go back in with a little bit more cheese cutter, that green, that bright lime green, and tap over the edges to soften that shimmer in a little bit. But honestly, it doesn't need a lot of work. It's just beautiful pressed on just as it is. Like this shade with just a bit of bronzer through the crease and a wing and you're done. It's so beautiful. Oh, it's so good. So then just one last blend over the top edge with a tiny little bit more of that light roses shade. And I think that is the lid done. So I'm going to go ahead, clean all of this up, do the rest of my face, and then we can... I'm probably going to add a wing. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably going to add a green wing. A green glittery wing. Because I feel like that will tie in nicely with the green tones that we've got going on with the blues. But let's do the rest of my face. And then we'll be done. I don't know why I just completely malfunctioned then. It's still hot in the UK. Probably by the time you're seeing this, we will have entered winter. Currently, still very hot in the UK. Mind melting. You know the drill. Struggling. That whole thing. I'll be right back. Okay, so if the camera like jumped in a little bit there, moved a little bit. I'm filming so many videos all at the same time today. I'm trying to keep my head straight, but the camera may have moved. I apologise. So let's go ahead and do something nice and smoky under the eyes. I'm thinking I might just use the grey. I might just use the grey actually, because I feel like that blue could easily overtake everything. So just going back in with a little bit more of that grey false trust. And let's really smoke this out all the way along. And like I say, I want this to be sort of quite rounded on the outer corner, so yeah, something like that. Something like that. Just like that. Yeah, I don't need any more of that darkest blue. I feel like I'm happy just with that grey. So I know I said literally like 5 minutes ago that I wasn't going to do a green in a corner. Here's my loophole. I'm not putting it on the inner corner. I want it sort of on this little section of like the lower lash line. I don't think I'm breaking my own rules there by doing that. And I have got that green in the eye look as well. I don't have to justify it because I make the rules. I make my own rules. But I told you about my own rules, so here I am justifying it, taking some of that cheese cutter shade, and I'm just going to pop that just here. I don't want it on the inner, like usually when I think of the inner corner, I think of like bringing this sort of up through the inner part of my crease as well. I want this just sort of on the lower lash line, just like that, just a little bit there. And that's it. Not going too crazy, because honestly every single time I've used this palette I have put cheese cutter on the inner corner, and that's been the whole vibe of the look because it's incredible. But let's do something just a tiny bit different. Just a little bit different. And then I will just soften it into that blue a little bit. Yeah, see, that's different. That's different for me. Let me have it, okay? It's fine. I make the rules, apparently. So I'm gonna do a green glittery wing, the Made by Mitchell Make a Mark liquid liner in Seafoam. I think that this will go nicely with these like green tones. I will do that. I will do some mascara. I don't know what mascara. I will find something, and then we're done for look number one. A blue toned look that isn't that sharp outer corner. Apparently I am capable of doing it. Who would have thought? There we go. So that is look number one done. I do think that that green wing has just added an extra little bit of spice as if I needed it. But I am very, very happy with how look number one has turned out, and I am glad that I put that pop of green right on the inner corner. It does tie in nicely with what we've got going on the lid. I'm very, very happy with how look number one has turned out. Honestly, even looking at this palette, I just feel so inspired by this whole colour story. I could do a whole pink look, I could do a whole purple look, I could do a poopy brown. Like there's so many different ways that I could go, but let's see what my little jumbled up brain comes up with for look number two. Okay, so look number two, and I think I've got a vision. I think I know what I want to do. Let's wait and see if it actually turns out that way. But I think I want to do pink, like the dark pink on the outer corner, going into the dark purple, the lighter purple sort of on the inner part of the crease-ish, like above the crease, because I very, very much enjoy that pastel purple, and then either or both the purple shimmer and the pink shimmer. That's my vision. And then I'm thinking look number three, I'll do something a little bit more green but with eau de peau, because it's it's just incredible, that shade. But look at me getting ahead of myself. I'm going to start with a small brush and I'm going to just go straight into the dark pink, which is called Pink Eye, and I am going to, like that, right on the outer corner, and as I suspected, that matches my t-shirt very, very nicely. Almost like I planned it. I definitely planned it. So let's really pack that on. What shape do I want to do? Let's figure that out. I'm thinking maybe not completely sharp, but more sort of elongated, and then maybe a purple glittery wing. Because it's me and I'm predictable. Okay, it's me and I am so predictable. So yes, let's wing this out a little bit, like so, something like that. God, I look insane. That's fine. I'm gonna go into a much fluffier brush. This is actually, I got a new brush from Glisten Cosmetics, the EB5. And let's go into Why Warm, that darker purple. And I'm going to put that on the outer part of the crease-ish. Blend it into that pink that we have down, intensify it further out. I do very much enjoy this purple. It is a beautiful shade. I mean, obviously I love purple at the best of times, but this is a very pretty shade. I'm a big fan. Then I'm just going to take another fluffy brush and I'm going to go into Light Roses, which is that lighter pink, and it's not incredibly pigmented, so I feel like this will work well. Yes, just to blend over the top edge there, to blend those shades out a little bit. I feel like I need more purple on this side. Yeah, like so. Yeah, I am happy with those. Then I'll just take that same small brush that I was using for Light Roses. I'm going to hotbox that lilac matte shade, and I will pack that sort of above the crease, sort of in and above the crease on the inner part of the eye here. I did already have the Beauty Bay eyeshadow primers on, and I did put the white primer on the first half and then the skin colour on the outer half, so hopefully that will make this really nice and bright further in. So I've really blended that lilac out, so it's really nice and bright, like basically up to the inner part of my brows there. So do I want the pink shimmer, or do I want the purple shimmer, or do I want both? So we have got Pardon Me and Burt. Oh, you know what, we could do both, couldn't we? The pink further in and the purple further out. I feel like we could do that. So yes, let's take Burt, which is the darker purple shimmer. Pack that on the outer half. And that's got like a decent amount of pink in it. Like, it is very much a sort of hot pink leaning purple. So I feel like that works well with that pink on the outer half. Yeah, and then let's get Pardon Me on the inner part. Oh, that is such a good shade. It is so nice and bright. Very nice. I like that a lot. And I went and got my nails done today, and I actually got them shorter. The lovely lady that does my nails, she was like, shorter? Are you sure? I was like, yeah, because I can't apply my eyeshadow. Just please do them a little bit shorter. She was judging me, but that's fine. So I'm just tapping that pink over basically everything. Tapping it over the join. Yes. I love it. So let's go back in with a bit more of that matte lilac shade. I might actually just take some of that pink on that fluffy brush to, yes, to disperse it a little bit above the crease. Yes, I like that a lot. It has gone a little bit under the eye, but that's fine. I'll clean that up in a minute. Let me just add a little bit more Why Warm, the darker purple, out here. I feel like that got lost in the blend a little bit there. And it's the matte purple is one of my favourite shades in this palette because honestly the tone of it is just delicious. It's so good. So I think I'm done. That was nice and quick. I've only been here for 10 minutes. It's going to take me half an hour now to do the rest of my face and get rid of the redness in my cheeks because it's so hot. Heatwave 2.0 is on the way. I'm trying to get all of my filming done before it gets disgustingly hot again. But let me go ahead, clean this up. I'm not going to sharpen this up. I still want it to be quite rounded. But let me clean this up a little bit. Clean these bits that are like under my eye a little bit. Do the rest of my face. And then we can do something nice and smoky under the eye. And then obviously a purple glittery wing. Because it's me and I am... I'm a predictable creature, okay? I'll be right back. Okie doke, so just add in a little bit more of that lightest lilac shade, just where I put my concealer, all up in the inner corner. And I'm gonna go back in with that same small brush that I was using for the pink. And let's put some more of that under the eye. Pink eye, that's the shade name. A little bit more of that under here. Do I want this all the way along? Yeah, I think I do. I think that that will tie it in nicely with the pink that we have on the inner part of the lid. And then I'm resisting the urge to put that green on the inner corner, but I can't. I really can't. I do think that it would look nice though if you wanted a bit more contrast. I love contrast in a look, so I need you to know that the want is there. I'm not gonna do it, but you absolutely could. And then just one last little neaten up with a little bit more of that dark purple, which was Why Warm. Just a little bit more of that. I think we're done. I think I am happy with the look. Yeah, I very much like it. I'm gonna put a little bit more burnt, that dark shimmer. I feel like there's more of it on the other eye, so just add a little bit more there. Yeah, I think I'm done. So I'm gonna do the purple glittery wing, which is the Made by Mitchell Make a Mark liquid eyeliner in Crazy Purple Lady. Because that's me, I am the Crazy Purple Lady. And then a load of mascara and then we're done. Easy peasy. This was a really quick one actually, and I quite like it. It's dramatic, it's colourful, but it was very quick. Okay, so I just added a little bit of the Troublemaker Mischief eyeliner in Curveball. It's like a beautiful bright lilac, and I feel like that has taken this a little bit further away from an eye infection. I just always feel like a pink eyeshadow look looks like an eye infection on me. I don't know, it's my colouring, I don't know. I always feel like it looks like pink eye. I know that shade was called Pink Eye, but I don't want it to look like that. So a little bit of that in the waterline, and I'm actually going to take a dense sort of pencil brush, and the shade Eau de Peau. I like swirling into both of the sort of sides of this, but if I hold this up close, can you see it is like two different shades? It's like half and half, so I'm gonna go more into the pink side. One side is a little bit more pink and one side is a little bit more green. So I'm going to go into the pink side and get a little bit of that on this more dense brush. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that right into the inner corner. This shade is incredible. It's so reflective. I definitely think I want to do my third look with this just basically all over the lid. Maybe blend it into a little bit of the green shimmer because I feel like the tones go nicely. But yeah, I feel like that's just finished that off really nicely. So there we go. Look number 2. The Silent but Deadly palette. We've gone pink, we've gone purple. Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to go more green, neutral adjacent for look number 3, but this is look number 2. I'd love to know what you think. Let's go on to look number 3. I'm excited for look number 3 now that I've figured out what I'm doing. But on to tomorrow for me, but just now for you. Okie doke, so third and final look today with the Silent but Deadly palette, and I think I am wanting to do something a little bit more neutral leaning, perhaps these 2 shades and then the green to darken it up, something, because obviously this is a very colourful palette and it's got a lot of very colourful options, but I do want to show how you could do something a little bit more neutral leaning with this sort of colour story, because there's definitely like beautiful pops with more neutral colours, so I want to do that today. I'm going to start with a fluffy brush into Cheek Squeak, this sort of khaki neutrally shade up on the top row, the matte shade, and I'm just going to run that all the way through the crease. I do also want to swatch that Eau de Poo shade for you because I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it is almost like a split pan. It's got more of a pink side and then more of like a green side. So I want to swatch both sides separately and then sort of swirl them together and swatch them together so that you can see how both sides look and also together, because that would be useful information to have. And obviously I used the more pink side in my look. I filmed it like a week ago, it's been a whole week. In the more pink look, I showed you the more pink side, but we'll see. We'll see what I want to do, but that's definitely the shimmer that I want to use today because it's incredible. It's such a beautiful shade, so I'm just working that Cheek Squeak shade into the crease. I'm just going to build it up in the crease a little bit. A bit lighter further in, a bit darker further out. And that's the transition tone. Real nice and easy. I think, you know, we can go backwards and forwards, that's fine. Let's go in with a smaller brush into follow through that darker green. And I'm going to pack that on the lid, on the outer corner. I might go in with a little bit of Butt Bubbler, the green shimmer as well. We'll see how I feel. I might use a little bit of that because then we'll have used all of the shimmers. Yeah, I think I will use that green shimmer today because then we've used all of them in this video. So that is just that dark green like packed on and blended out on the outer corner, and then I'll just go back in with a little bit more Cheek Squeak, that first shade, just to blend it into the crease a little bit and also sort of bring that green a little bit further along into the crease, just soften it down a touch. And then let's go ahead and do Butt Bubbler. I love these names. I'm such a child. Let's go ahead and do Butt Bubbler. Such a good shade. It matches the green in my dress actually. That's a very pretty shade. And I'm going to put that on the outer half. Yeah, that is very, very pretty, and that's actually blending into that darker green really, really nicely. The tones are quite similar there. Tap, tap, tap. Honestly, these shimmers just blend themselves. They are so, so pretty. Just one little blend over the top. And then let's just swatch the, oh, I've just dropped my sponge on the, I'm having a day. I'm having a day. Everything, you know when everything just goes wrong all at once, and I'm like, I'm over caffeinated and I'm like, yeah, my brain's fast. Let's swatch both sides of Eau de Peau separately. Oh, this golden side is like golden green. So, so pretty. And then let's do the pink side, which I know you'll have already seen. But oh, these are quite different actually. I didn't think to swatch these separately when I did my first impression. So that's the green side and then the pink side. Yeah, but even the pink has got like a nice green reflect to it. And then, let me just wipe my hand. Let's swirl into both of them so that we can see what they look like together. And then I will see what I want for this look. I get that they're similar, but like the undertones are quite different. Like the left hand side, as I swatched it, this one here, it's definitely got more like orange in it. Sort of orange to yellow. And then the right hand side is definitely more pink. I feel like the pink comes through when you mix the two together. So I feel like we should just do the left hand side, because I've already used the right hand side in the second look. So in the interest of trying to do something a little bit different, let's just go in with the left hand side. Taking that on the finger there, and let's tap that basically all over the lid. And like I say, this shade is just incredible. It's so beautiful and it's so smooth, and actually it does apply nicely with a brush. Sometimes shimmers, duochromes, multichromes, etc., they don't lay down incredibly well with a brush, but this one does. It is a very, very pretty shade. So just tapping that out. I am going over that darker green a little bit just to blend those together, but honestly, so, so pretty. And that's I've been filming for 8 minutes. So, so quick. So I'm just going to take a brush and go into that Eau de Peau, the green side, and just really pack that on. Yes. I need to oil my chair. I know that this is a fart themed eyeshadow palette, but that is my chair. I need to get my husband on that to oil that for me. Anyway, let's just pack that shimmer through the inner part of my crease, then taking that same small brush back into that dark green matte shade, follow through on the outer corner. This was so quick, and it is a little more neutral than what I usually do, but I do feel like green is a neutral. Honestly, in my life, green is a neutral. I love it. I would absolutely wear a look like this just for work. But I am a magpie, so perhaps it's not every day for most people. For me, this is absolutely an everyday look. So one last little blend over the top with that first brush. And I do believe I'm done for the lid there. Honestly, that Eau de Peau shade, it's just so warm and reflective. It's such an incredible shade, and it makes the look like you've put a load of effort in, like as if you've put one shade here and one shade here and one shade here, and it just does it all for you. It's incredible. So I'm gonna go ahead, do the rest of my face. Stop wiggling on this chair. Let me do the rest of my face, and then we can do something under the eye. Honestly, probably just that green, because I feel like that will just finish this off nicely. But let's do the rest of my face and I will be right back. I actually just thought this chair isn't very silent but deadly, is it? It's not very silent anyway. So I'm just going to finish up under the eyes and be done with this video, be done with this look, because honestly I'm just losing my mind today. Going back in with that dark green matte shade, Follow Through, and I'm going to run that all the way along the lower lash line. I really want to pack that multi-chrome right onto the inner corner. Again, I just need you to know that I am resisting the urge to use that matte lime green cheese cutter on the inner corner. I do believe that that would look beautiful with this look, but I can't do that in every single look because that would be incredibly boring, and I'm trying to do something a bit more neutral, and I appreciate that a matte pastel lime green it isn't incredibly neutral to a lot of people. So let's just work this green, this dark green, along the lower lash line like so. Then back in with that small brush into, let's just do the green side for the Eau de Peau shade, and I'm really going to pack that on the inner corner because obviously put concealer etc on around there, so covered over it a little bit, but let's just pack that on there, a little something like that. And then I want a wing. Do I do a purple wing? Do I do something that's like fully contrasting this, or do I go green? I want a wing. You know what, we're gonna go neutral, so let's do a matte green wing. I'll get the MUA Control Freak liquid liner in the green shade. I will do some mascara, and then we're done for look number 3. Something a bit more neutral, something quick and, quick and easy for little old me who does crazy makeup every single day, but I very, very much enjoy these tones together. But let me do a wing, mascara, and then we will be done. There we go. So look number 3 with the Silent but Deadly palette done. Like I say, it was the Control Freak Racing Green liquid eyeliner, and then just the Primark mascara that I can't stop using. And there we are done for look number 3. I would love to hear which of these was your favourite. Honestly, I think that this is my favourite just because I always love green and I always love a green eyeshadow look, but I do feel like there's something about the greens in this palette. They're beautifully warm and deep and intense and just delicious, and with that Eau de Peau shade across like the inner part of the lid and like right onto the inner corner, I do feel like the green with the red in my hair, and I just love the greens in this palette. But I would love to hear which look has been your favourite. We are done for the 3 looks with the Silent but Deadly palette. But that is everything for today's video. I would love to hear which of these 3 looks is your favourite down below. Honestly, I do think that the green here is my favourite just because I am obsessed with that Eau de Peau shade. Honestly, I would live in that. The warmth, the intense shift, I would just live in this shade. I love it. So I will leave linked down below my first impression for the Silent but Deadly, and also my playlist for my 3 looks with series. I basically do this for every single indie palette that I get in. I love it. I will be doing it for all of the palettes that I've been getting in recently. If you've been following my channel, you will know how many indie palettes I have been getting my hands on recently, because I'm just feeling very, very inspired by the colour stories that are coming out at the minute. The Bella Beauty bar, both of the Bella Beauty bars, because I haven't bought it yet, but I will. The pastel one, also the Arch of Colour, I will be doing that. What else? Oh, the Beauty Moon Colourful one unveiled, we'll be doing a 3 looks with that one. I am doing so much indie eyeshadow palette content at the minute, so if you haven't found this video too irritating, I would love it if you would subscribe down below so that you don't miss a new video from little old me whenever I decide to upload them. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.